You are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Good morning. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. For those of you who are new, we do this every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And we do a giveaway every Saturday. You usually have to be in the YouTube chat. And I will be asking a question that has something to do with one of the other videos I did in my on my channel this week. And today, the prize is a little wisteria colored Cricut cutie. It's in the package. I haven't opened it. It says Cricut on the back. Isn't it cute? So, we're going to give that away, and you have to be on the YouTube chat in order to win. So if you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube and get in the chat. Thank you, Ronald. You are so sweet. It's going to be an awesome weekend for everyone. I just know it. Thank you, Ronald, for supporting everybody. And we had fun yesterday at the meet and greet. I was so excited to meet everyone I got to meet. And sorry for those that I've missed in the afternoon. Isn't he so cute? Did you guys see this one? It's a new color. It's cobalt. Isn't it so pretty? Like, I think this might be my new favorite color. So yesterday they gave us these at the meet and greet. So if you can ever go to a meet and greet, I really highly suggest you go to a meet and greet. So cute. Okay. So today we're going to be answering questions about Design Space. And I need questions. So if you have questions, put them in all caps, and I will try to answer your questions. Who got the mystery box? Did you guys see there's a mystery box that was released on Thursday? Let's go over to Design Space. Thank you, Ronald. Give that guy some air. He is blue. It's so cute, Ronald. How often do they have a meet and greet? There's no schedule. I mean, they announce them usually on Facebook, and I try to share them when I can. How do you flatten? That's my first question. Hold on. Can you use the Cricut to scan and cut? Like scan and cut, I think you meant. Melissa says every time I open DS, I get the tutorial. That's because maybe every time you close your browser, you have it set to clear your cache or clear your browsing history. So every time you open it, it thinks you're opening it for the first time. It's something in your settings with your browser. Okay, let's answer the question. Okay, let me answer this question first, then we'll go back to how to flatten. Can you use the Cricut like scan and cut? You can scan things in if you have a scanner. You can scan things into your computer, and then you can easily upload things to Design Space. But it doesn't work like the scan and cut machine does. Okay, let's go how to flatten. Because so many people have that question.
You are watching
and look at
Melody
that.
Lane.
Let's turn that off. We already did that, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay, how to flatten. Let's go and get an image. For those of you who don't know how to find images, There are lots of people that don't realize how many images there are. There are almost 100,000 images in Design Space. There's lots of them. You just click on this images. You can filter and find different types of things here. You can go to categories and click on any of these to get more images. And then there's also brands. You can go down here and click on if you like a certain brand. You just click on them and you get images. Let's do Thanksgiving. So turkey. To do flatten, you have to have multi-layers. Let's go ahead and do this one. You just click it and it turns green, and we insert the images. So you can see over here in the layers panel that there are 4 layers to this. I can ungroup, I can move things, separate the layers. I'm going to click undo so it just goes back to each one. I can change the color. Oh wait, let's go back one more time so it's still grouped. Okay, so it's grouped together. That's how it comes in. If I just want to change the color of this right here, I can change that by clicking here, and you see it has, it's more gray, it's highlighted, and I can change the color of that if I want to. I can change the color of this. It's already set to a good color. But, so you have those options. If you don't want a black background, you want, let's say, a gray background. It looks better in black, doesn't it? You have those options. And to flatten it, all you do is click flatten. Now, if you have a problem, I'm guessing you have a problem because you asked how to flatten, it's just you click a button. But you have to have more than one image selected. After it's flattened, you see it's all one layer. It changes everything into one layer. I can no longer change the color of just one piece. To do that, I can go to unflatten. Oh, you guys can't see the bottom of my screen. Sorry, let me bring that up. Okay, so this was the flatten button, and now that it's flattened, I can unflatten it. And now it brings all these back, but they're still all print, because when you flatten, it changes it to print. So now that they're unflattened and I click make it, they're going to print them all separately. Now to flatten it, they are still grouped, but let's say they're ungrouped. My flatten, I have something selected, but my flatten button is not highlighted because you cannot flatten only one image. You have to use more than one because flatten means you're flattening it down to the images below it. So I would have to select it all. Or if I just want to flatten the orange one, I can hit Shift and then select the brown piece. And I'm still holding down Shift. I'm going to select the yellow one in the layers panel because it's easier. And so I could flatten these pieces. And now those are separate than this. And these are all flattened. And when I hit make it, it's going to print this, which I would never print that. I would change this to not print, and I'll show you how. And it's going to print this, but it's going to cut out everything you see in white behind it. It's going to cut all that out. So I'm going to hit cancel. If I don't want that all cut out, I would place it here and flatten it all together. Like that. Now I'm going to show you how to, if you want to change something from print, like this, you don't need to print that. You would cut that just in solid color. So you go up here next to line type, you go to fill, and you change it to no fill. And then it took off the print, and it's only going to cut it. So now when we hit make it, it's going to put this in the printed area and it's going to print everything out and cut. Anything you see white on there, it's going to cut it off. And then you're just going to cut that. Okay, now there are so many questions. And when you ask a question, also look in the chat because there's people answering in the chat. And thank you to everyone how to do that. Okay, now I'm scrolling back up for questions. I see Bobby says, I ask that question every week. I don't know what the question is, but I know it's how do you contour? Because he says that every week. He knows how to contour. He just says that because that's one of the big questions. Is there a way to create an offset? There's not an easy way to create an offset. Lots of images have offset, like this one. And font, there are Cricut fonts that have offset. So if I want something offset, I use those images or fonts that have that. I have a delivery. Okay, there's so many questions. There is a question about perforation. How do you stop the perforation? Okay, I think we're done with this. Oh, and there was one about welding. I remember I was going to answer. Somebody asked, how do you do a perforation? Let's just make this light blue. To stop so it doesn't rip completely off, I think is what you mean. How I do it is I use a score line. And let's say we want to rip something sideways. Okay, let me duplicate this. Okay, I'm going to shorten this. This is a score line. So let's say I'm just going to make a little tab here that will rip off. I'm going to hold down my shift key while I turn this sideways so it stops and it's perfectly even. If I don't hold down my shift key, like right now I'm not holding shift, it kind of is like this, and then it's hard to guess if it's straight. So I'm going to undo and make sure this is straight. See, right now it's not straight. I can tell. So undo. There, now it's back to the straight. And I'm going to duplicate that line. And I'm going to duplicate this one. So I'm creating a box. This one is I'm going to keep as a score line. This line, I'm going to go up to line type, change it to perforation. They should say perf. And this one, you could do cut. I made a little thing here, like a little tab for mine. But you could do cut. So this will be a cut solid line, and this will perforate. So you could grab it here and pull it, and it won't pull totally off here. But if I just hit make it now, it put all the lines right here, up and down in the top left corner, and it's not on my blue square. So you guys know the answer to that. How do you fix that? What did I not do correctly? I'm reading your chat, trying to find the next one. So what I need to do to have it cut correctly and perforate correctly is I selected it all. I know it's all selected because all of these are a darker gray color. And I click attach. That's right. So now when I attach it, it is right there. Okay, I'm going to unattach it. And I'm going to show you the difference that attach does and group, because some people might think you group it. So I have it grouped. It looks Good, right? Click make it, and it does nothing. When you group something, it does nothing to this. It only does it so you can grab this and size it all together, or move it around in the mat, or you can hide it all together in the mat. I can, where this says group, I can just click that I and it hides all of them. Instead of clicking each individual thing, you don't have to do that anymore. That used to be a thing. You had to go and hide all the eyes. Now you can just group it and hide the one eye. And what was I going to show you? Oh, and some people, what about welding it? If I weld this, I don't even have the option to weld this because you cannot weld score lines, drawing lines, perforation lines. You just can't weld it. It doesn't allow you to, because if I did, all it would do is make them disappear. So I'm glad they made it so we can't do it, because it would never work. Marie says this is all new to her. It was all, or this is all foreign to me. In the beginning, it's all new and start. And I take you through the very basics. And remember, you guys can, not live, but when you're watching the replay, you can pause the video and do what I do and then unpause it. From the internet, how do you load designs? Okay. Wait, there's one question that's stuck in my head that I have to answer first. How do you see what a word is once it's welded? Okay, so I'm going to weld this word to see what font it is. You go over to the word over here. You right click your mouse and go to image info, and it says in really, really light. If you can't read this and you can't read all of these things right here, they're real light, but I can still read them. You may need to change your resolution or your brightness or your contrast on your display on your computer. So if you change that, you will be able to see it better. But it says the font Cricut Sans. But it says it in really light because it's been welded. Alexis is asking, is it possible to weld or to curve your text after it's been placed where you want it? I'm not talking to you. You know, my Amazon thing thinks I'm talking to her. By what you say where you want it, moving this anywhere on the mat means nothing to Cricut, because I could put this over here, move it down here at the 12-inch mark and the 5-inch mark, and when I hit make it, it's still up here at the top. So you can't put anything where you're going to place it. But if you had, okay, where'd we go? We're over here. Let's say you put it here. I'm just going to duplicate the word just for, and you want it to be there according to this one, then it's still, let me show you this first. It just puts them together. It does not stay where you put them on the mat. It's not meant to. This is a working area. But if you attach them, they stay where you put them. I know it's hard to see on the black, but there's one here and one here. Once you attach a word, you cannot curve it. The curve, it's no longer a word once it's welded, but even if it's not welded, there's no way to attach something that, or to curve something that's attached, because you have it attached. It won't move. So there's no way to do that. I'm reading your questions. Can you take the image and duplicate and contour, just leaving the shape? Do you mean the outer shape? Yeah. How far back can I go? Trying to get to that other shape we did. Oh, let's just go to images. I'm going to go back to this one again. Actually, let's ungroup this. You have to ungroup to contour. And this, there's not really a whole lot to contour on here. So I could click this and fill this in. So I'm clicking all these cuts that I don't want. And you can duplicate it. And then I can click on those cuts that I want again. Bring them back. I would want to make that a different color. So then I have another layer, and I would group those and then put that up there if you wanted to do something like that. So anytime you want to learn about contour, just do it. Don't even ask questions about contour. Just play with it. Click around, see what happens. I can always go back to this. I cannot hit contour because these are grouped. I can ungroup them, and I can go back to either one of these and contour. Anything you hide in the contour is still there. I can go back if I change my mind and click that and do that. What was Kim's question? Kim. I see Glenda's saying that was a good question, and I think I saw her question was going to answer it, but now I can't find it. How often do you have to replace the rotary blade? It depends on how often you use it. If it seems to not be cutting, you should replace it. I've never had to replace mine yet. Where can you find out where the meet and greets are? Ashish Aurora posts them on Facebook, and I shared them when they were posted. There's another one coming to LA. I don't think it's been posted yet, but when it is, I will definitely share that. Thank you, Jamie. Remember, we have a giveaway coming up. Angie Nelson's asked, does anyone know how to do registration marks correctly in Design Space for all the layers to align perfectly? I have probably 3 videos on showing how to do that. So search my YouTube channel on multiple layers of vinyl or iron-on. I show how to do it with vinyl and with iron-on. Iron-on, you have to be more careful because you don't want to iron it onto your shirt. So I have a trick for that. Okay. How do you cut a half a circle, for example, in a flip card? If the question is, how do you cut a half a circle? That's easy. Let's just get rid of all this. But in a flip card, that is more difficult. Let me show you. I hate the colors of these. Why are they so dark? I wish they would lighten the colors of these. Oh, wait. Okay. So if I want to make the circle, if I want to cut it in half, do you see this? The circle goes behind the circle I put on first, so it's behind the square. And do you see this? Maybe I should change the color. Okay. Do you see this cross right here? That cross is the very middle of the circle. It's the very center of the circle. And if I want to cut this in half, I'm going to scoot this over until that line lines right up with that square. But actually, I'm going to make the square bigger. I'm going to use the square as a knife, and I'm going to line that up so that is right on the line with that. And I'm going to select them both, and I'm going to slice. If you don't have the slice option, it's because you have more than 2 layers selected, or something is attached or grouped to it. So now I have 2, I actually have 4 half circles, I think. Oh no, 3, because the one side didn't slice. If you want to slice something out, like if you wanted a card with part of it sliced out, but you don't want it to cut on this long piece, let me show you how I do it. I don't know. You can't just change this line into like a score line or just make this line disappear. If I were to attach this or slice this out of a card, it's going to cut out this complete shape. But if you just want this curved cut and this long piece cut, here's how I do it right now. It's the only way I know how to do it. I am going to, let me zoom in so you guys can see this better. See how I made this gray piece just a tiny bit smaller than the yellow, and the yellow is just a thin line? I'm going to select them both. I'm going to slice them. Did it work? Did it? Yes. So now it's just a curved cut line. It will cut out a little bit. So now if I was making a card and I wanted part of that cut out, I'm not going to show you how to make a flip card because, to be honest, I would have to remember how to do all that. I've done it before. I might have a video on that. I really don't remember. But if you wanted, I'm going to bring that to the top. If you wanted to cut out a piece like this, like you could, I'm going to move this up like this. I could slice this out. And now I have that. And if I wanted to make a little tab to perforate this, and I would never delete this, I would always hide it. So you can always save it. I could, make it taller or skinnier or whatever. And if I wanted to do perforation, then I'd bring some score lines in. Let's change the color of this so we can see it. And hold my shift key, go sideways. Say I want to do a perforation. Oh wait, I'm not going to duplicate yet. We're going to change it to perf first and then duplicate that. And we could just now select this. Wait, not that one. There. And attach. And so now you could, this would cut out and you could make a little tab for perforation. Okay, going back to my questions. Why do you use flatten? If you want to print something out and to cut around it. I already showed flatten. How do you draw and fill in color? You can't. Easy as that. You can't do it. I'm going to select all. So it selects everything on here. Oh, that's hidden, that's why. And I'm going to group it together, and I'm just going to hide everything right now. There are images. Wait, I'm going to go to cartridges. There are cartridges that have images that will fill in your writing. So if you go click on cartridges and search fill, these images, drawn filled holiday shapes, there's 24, drawn filled shapes, there's 31. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to bring up all the images with the filled in shapes. So you can use these images and it will fill it in. Let me bring one in. These images, it will cut out on a piece of paper. It'll kind of give it an offset. If you want that, if you don't want that offset, all you have to do is hide it. And then it will just draw on whatever you put on your mat. And if you make it bigger, it's not going to fill it in as much. If you make it smaller, it's going to seem like it's filled in more. It also depends on what pen you use. If you use the really fine pen, it's not going to be filled in as much as if you use the marker. If you're doing fonts, there are fonts that are more filled in. I'm just going to use the word font. What you do is you go over here and you filter to writing. Oh, wait. You also first change the style. Do this first. Change the style to writing. And then click on font. Be filtered to writing. And then it will only show your fonts that have a writing style. One of them I really like. And there's new ones every week. Carly Sketch. That is one that fills it in more. See how that fills it in? And there's one called Zigzag. There's lots of good ones in here. So that it doesn't fill it in, but it gives more weight to it. Okay, let me get to more questions. You guys are all great at answering the questions in the chat. Okay, Angela Edna says, I have an error too. When I cut the lace-like images, it damages the paper. That can be depend on a lot of things. It depends on how small it is. Let me go to cartridges, edge. I know there's the edge-to-edge images have more intricate backgrounds and stuff. And it really depends on how big you make it. This is a cool one. Oh, this one draws. No, okay, here's something. This says not supported by the maker. It's pen incompatible. Change pen selection. That must be new. I don't think they used to say pen incompatible. But that's the only reason, because this is an older image and they have it drawing on here, but they used to not have the actual pen colors, and now they do. So if you ever have this little thing, click that and it will tell you. So if I want to change the pen color, I have to click on just where it says draw, and then we're going to, there's a question mark right here, because it's not a specific pen. Now we can choose any color. It doesn't matter what color we choose. We can choose any pen, the fine, the extra fine, the gel, the glitter gel, the marker, or calligraphies. let's just do pink. So now it changes that. And this is not an example I wanted to give you because I thought it was a cut image. Let me go back. That's a cut one. This one looks like a cut one too. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, no. That one's draw. Okay, so this is set to be 6 inches. This one's not real intricate. This would cut easy. But if you made this really small, that's going to have a hard time cutting the intricacy of this. You can use your deep cut blade. That is the best for intricate things. So use the black deep cut blade. You can also choose the setting intricate cardstock. So if you have an Air 2, put your settings to custom and then choose intricate cardstock. I don't think I can. My maker is not hooked up. It's in it's not gonna, it's in my case from when I went to the Cricut Club. So it's not gonna find my maker. But you can just search for the materials. Yes, cancel. And choose search intricate. Okay. Go back. Thank you, Ronald. I have some cartridges that my Cricut won't read. You have to call support and they can fix it up for you. The George cartridge, Design Space won't read, or you can't link it, but you can if you call support, they can do that for you. Thank you, Ronald. Ronald was thumbs up number 77. Yes, you can rewatch all of my videos. I have all of my Design Space classes in a playlist. Can you align more than one line of text or images at once? Let's go to new. Okay, so these are all in the same text box. If I wanted to do these, I can click alignment here and center it. But let's undo. Now let's pretend they were all separate. I'm going to click advanced and ungroup to lines. So now they're all in a separate text box. But they're still able, I still could select this and change the font. But now I want to align them. I don't have the option anymore to do the alignment. Oh, I do, but it's not doing anything because it's only one word. There's nothing to align it to. So if I wanted to align these, I would select them all and go up here to align. Like if I select these and click align and center, I've done this before. I would undo because that's not what you want. You want to align vertically or horizontally, not vertically. Let's see what happens when you do vertically. Yeah, I knew that was wrong. But you can distribute. Here, wait, let me change something. Let me move this over here just to. Okay, so now if I select these all, and I can click align and distribute vertically, it's gonna put the same amount of space between each one. Now I want to align and distribute horizontally. This one was way over here, so it separated these to kind of be even, but center horizontally is what most people want. Now, if I want them closer together, But I could, let me move that up, move this up. I could even put this on top of that. See what happens. All you have to do is see what happens, guys. I'm not doing anything you guys can't do. When you have all these questions, just try, play with it. Play with Design Space. That's how you learn the most. Yes, you should be able to cut leather on the Explorer. Thank you, Mary. Mary says, I was like 100 and I learned how to cut a half a circle. Thank you, Melody. Oh, you guys, forgot to tell you, I'm doing a maker giveaway in one of my videos this month. It will be in a live video and you have to be live to watch it. Or not to watch it. You have to be live to win and to enter. Thank you, Ronald. Distributing means the share the beautiful. When you contour and save the project, can you contour at a later date? Yes, Hannah, that's a great question. You can contour an old project if you want. And anything, an old image, you can always go back and contour. You can always go back and do that. Let's go to my projects. I'm just going to scroll down to an old one. Oh, here's one we did. We learned how to do this one in one of my Design Space classes. Let's customize. Yeah, we can replace what we have. I'm not telling you when the maker giveaway is. It's just going to be in one of my videos this month. There's less than half the month left. So don't miss my videos. That's how I get you. And please subscribe and click that bell. Okay, so here's an image we did, and we have different pieces attached. So in order to contour, we don't have that option. We're going to have to detach. And this is its own image here because I never welded it. If I were to weld it, then it would be all one. So I'm going to click contour. I can contour out all of these little cuts here. I can just click hide all contour and go back, and it hid everything. And this is a project that I had saved from before. I'm reading your chat. Do you have a video with Inkscape? I have a video on making my signature in Inkscape, making my signature in SVG. I'm going to show you guys YouTube real fast. My channel. Okay. So here's my channel. You can click this right here. I can't see what you guys are seeing. Okay. And you can search, like some people ask about uploading images. Oh, that's one question I was going to try to answer. Upload. This is one of my first videos I did 4 years ago of how to upload. This is one, how to upload in layers. So it cuts out each separate layer. This is me cleaning up a photo. These are also uploading images from the internet. This is uploading an SVG from Dreaming Tree. This is one, it's 5 years old, and it's uploading a Bitmoji. This was the very first Bitmoji I've ever uploaded. Okay, here's a question. When you go to cut the image and it has multiple layers and you have to glue them together after you cut, correct? I have really used Cricut since they switched over from Cartridges. Okay, so using the Cricut from when they had Cartridges is no different. It's the exact same. All your cartridges, you can link them to your Design Space account, and they're all right here. You can also filter this list. All the cartridge, there's hundreds. I know there's over 1,000 cartridges. They're really not cartridges, they're image sets. You can go to My Image Set, so it will only show you what you have. And it's still hundreds. You can go to Free. So right now there's 100 days of school. These are free until September. There's calendar. Their calendar, they have a new calendar every single year, and it's always free. These bookmark corners, I think, are always free. These are always free. They go with embossing folders. Australian I can't speak. Indigenous, I'm not saying it right, art. Back to school images, there's 51. And, well, back to school phrases, there's 6. These basic shapes are always free. They're the shapes on the front. Creative Bug, there's 32 images here that are free. Cricut Alphabet, I don't know. This was free in my Cricut Explorer. No, Cricut Expression 2. I'm not sure if you guys have all of these, but this cartridge is always free and I use it a lot. It has a lot of shapes and every shape has a shadow. It has rounded corners, it has scallops, has a Christmas tree and a pumpkin and baby images. They're always free and they always have a shadow. Cricut Font Basic Shakes, empowerment hashtags. These are free right now. High jump phrases and sentiments. There's 12 of these that are free. Look, 50% cute, 50% tired. So cute. Phone decals. These have always been free. There's a monogram for every letter. School illustrations and printables are free. School supply friends icons and printables are free. There's 74 images. All you have to do is just click on this bar right here and it'll bring up those 74. Simple celebrations. These are cupcake holders and you can make banners. Something turquoise. 9 images are free. Sophisticated invitations. These are really nice. There's only 5 in this one, but they're free. Stat boards. These are very, very, very popular. Someone asked if you can use linked cartridges in DS. If they're linked to somebody else's account, no, you can't. They can only be linked to one account. Otherwise, what would stop me from linking mine and passing it to my friends? And then they pass it to their friends and they pass it to their friends. Cricut would be missing out on their money for creating those images. They have to pay an artist for that. That would be stealing to use cartridges that are linked to somebody else's account. And to sell cartridges that you link to your account and then sell them, that's kind of like stealing. And this one, thoughts and phrases, little phrases, there's 61 images. These are all free right now. I don't know how long these are all going to be free. I know the school ones are going to be free till September. I don't know about any of the other ones. I was just told well, this one's always free. Basic shapes. This is an awesome one. We're going to go in here. You don't see the shadow layer? Here, let me show you what's in here. This is always a good one. Cupcake. This is great. Christmas tree, butterfly, pumpkin, scalloped heart. Here, let's click on this one. And here's one I use a lot. for rounded corners. It doesn't look like it's rounded. This one is rounded too. And let me show you the difference. Oh, I'm in this. I just got to make sure I don't save this project. Okay, we cannot see the shadow. I said there was a shadow, right? Well, if you look in the layers panel, you can see it here. So it's always hiding. See, now it has a shadow. You can ungroup it and move it. Let me go back. I'm going to show you another trick. Select it and slice it. And now I have just the outer part of the tree. Now, I'll tell you my favorite shadow to use for rounded corners. If I zoom in, see, this one's rounded, this one is square. But if I bring in the shadow of this and hide the square of this, let me change the color. It's rounded. See, it's just a little bit rounded. Can you see that roundness? And this is a nice one because when you change it, let me change it bigger. It stays like this. Now this one has rounded corners, but the round, like say, oh wait, I know why it's doing this. Let me unlock it. Because say I don't want that a square, I want it. See, look at how it changes so much when I make it into a rectangle. See how the corners change a lot? This one will too, but the roundness is so little, you don't notice it as much. That it just gives such a tiny little curve to it. Okay, guys, are you guys ready for the giveaway? Who wants to win a Wisteria Cutie? Are you guys ready? Can cartridge be unlinked from an account? No, it cannot be unlinked. And you cannot save free images. You can save them in projects, but when you go to cut, they have to be free, or you have to buy them, or they have to be in access. You can't cut them later for free. Anytime you don't own an image, it's going to ask you to pay for it. Okay, hold on, I got to message Jamie the word. And when I say go, you have to guess a word that has to do with one of the videos I did this past week. So you would have to kind of know what I did. So go, tell me the word. And the first person that says wins the Cricut Cutie. And I'm controlling my chat on my part, so I can see who does it. So it's not going so fast. Oh, I got a winner. Okay, it's over. I have to, let me scroll up and make sure that it's the first one. Okay. You guys all did great guesses. Okay, Denise Sittler, you are the winner. The word was sunshine. But you guys have great guesses. I love it. Denise Sittler, can you email me at melodylanedesigns@gmail.com? And you win oh, no, wait. You don't win $15. You win the Cricut Cutie. She was the first one to say it. And other people did say it, and but she was the first. Sue Nelson, I need you to email me at that too. melodylanedesigns@gmail.com. I don't know if we ever took care of something for you. Bobby, don't run me over. Carol is still here. She's out on the lanai. Blessed Mama, that is an awesome question. Blessed Mama asks, when are we going for a golf cart ride? I'd like to know that too. I don't know because it rains every day. Every day. Carol looked at the weather. It's supposed to rain for the next 10 days. But I work most of the day on the computer, and sometimes I need a break. I want to go for a golf cart ride, but it's raining. It starts raining like every day after 4 o'clock. So it's hard. I haven't been on the golf cart in months. No, we haven't been on a golf cart ride. Yesterday we spent all day at the meet and greet. Show us the new cutie. Here he is. I showed him at the beginning of the video. Yeah, Linda Katana was very close. I actually saw hers first, and then I scrolled up. Okay, guys, I'm going to be back. What is, I think, next... Let me look at the calendar. Yeah, next Saturday is the 4th Saturday of the month, so that means we do Pinterest inspired. We go to Pinterest and you guys help me pick out a project, and we completely design it, recreate it with, well, use it for inspiration. We don't recreate it exactly, but we use it as inspiration to totally design from scratch in Design Space. So you learn how to do lots of things, using lots of the features. You can't purchase the new cutie. This I got at the Cricut meet and greet. I don't know how this will ever be distributed, if it'll ever be in a mystery box. I don't know if it will be in another bundle or you'll be able to purchase. I don't know. I did see somebody sold it on eBay for $195, or at least that's what I saw it at, and it's no longer there, so I'm thinking they sold it. I don't know. I don't know where they're going to have more meet and greets. I know there's going to be one in LA, September 6th, and I know there's going to be some in the UK closer to the end of the year, maybe October or something. Cuties are usually in bundles or mystery boxes, that type of thing, or at meet and greets. Lots of people want to hear about the meet and greet. I did a video about it, and a lot of people couldn't hear Ashish very well. We couldn't hear him very well either. I think it was his microphone. So it was fun. They had people go to Michael's, and first you got your picture with Ashish, and you got the little Cricut cutie, and you got a band to use for giveaways. They gave away, I don't remember how many, they gave away maker machines, Explorer machines, Easy Press machines, and then bags of products. There were lots. They are very generous. They had a beautiful dinner. We heard about the infusible ink and different things like that. They explained that more, and you can see a lot of that in my video. And Sherry Martin had the most fun ever. She was so excited the whole time. It was so much fun. Everybody in the beginning, I couldn't even go to the bathroom. Everybody was lined up to have pictures with me, and it was a little overwhelming. Carrie, I don't know how to find out where it's at in LA yet. I don't know any of that information. When I find out about the RSVP for the new events, I will post that on my YouTube page. Let me go over to that. I was going to show you guys. So if you go to my community page, if you are a member, if you've clicked this join button, you can join for 99 cents and you get to use all my emojis and you get a badge next to your name. And then it tells about more perks. And then at the gold level, you get a lot more at the gold level. And you get all of my projects and stuff. When you do that, they will be in the community area. If you're not a member that has clicked this button and contributed money, then you'll still see some things. Okay, you guys can't see that. You have to click read more. But like this one is something that everybody can see. And so I will post that. Any meet and greets, I will post here. So everybody can see them, not just members, but everybody. What was I going to show you? Oh, I wanted to show you when you're on my channel. So it takes you to the home place, the home page. And this is the live video right now. And here are some of my latest uploaded videos. This is the meet and greet. And then here's a whole playlist on Infusible ink. There will be more Infusible ink videos. But here's the first ones I did. And then Design Space Live classes. Oh, I got to update that and add this one in last week. Here's a playlist of that. There's some Chalk Couture. And I could change these. Like I'll probably be adding more fall stuff soon. Here's about the knife blade. Here's my road trip in my Tesla across the country. And here are golf cart videos and things like that. But if you're looking for a specific playlist or specific, well, these are all playlists if you click playlist. And here's videos. So they're in order of all the latest videos. And then playlist are, here's Design Space Live classes. Here's Christmas crafts, Cricut Maker tools. Oh, this is an Oculus one. These aren't my videos. These are for beginners that use the virtual reality. Here's opening viewer mail videos. Here's the Sheila and Michael shenanigans. These are Pinterest inspired. So these are live Cricut Design Space classes that are just Pinterest inspired. If you love those classes the most, then just watch this playlist. If you're looking for a video for beginner, you can click here and say, there's one video called Where to Start. See if that brings that up. Where to start. Cricut Design Space for beginners, where to start. So I show you how to get to the canvas. I show you how to get to the images. I tell you all about the very beginning stuff that if you don't know what to do, that's where you go. Okay. Do we have any questions on this? Hold on, I lost my mouse. There we are. I'm using two monitors. It's hard. Okay. Oh, Vanessa, thanks for bringing up my secret. I forgot about that. So I have a secret I'm announcing this coming week, I think. There's one thing that I want to offer and something's not working and I'm not doing something right. So I'm going to try to figure that out. Welcome, Tanya, for becoming a member. Do you read and address our questions after the video is over? If you have any questions that I was not able to answer, when the video is over, you can comment on the video. I can't answer the questions that are in this chat because I can't respond to them on YouTube that way. On Facebook, I could. So any questions you have on Facebook, go ahead and ask. But if you put them in the comments, I do always try to answer every question that is asked in the comments. I might not answer them today, but I will answer them in the next few days. So if you have a question that's not answered, I probably have a video that can help you with it. Or I can save that and do a video about that, or I can tell you how to do it. Also, you can also join my group, Cricut Design Space with Melody Lane. You can go in there and ask, and there's 250,000 people who like to answer your questions. Okay, they don't all answer your questions, but you do get a lot of people that can answer your question if you post your question. Screenshots or pictures are a great way to get your question answered quickly and a way to help us. When some people ask Design Space questions or they say, why is this not working? It's always best to include a screenshot with the layers panel, because if I see the layers panel, I know exactly what's wrong with your image, or why you can't weld, or why you can't slice. I just look in the layers panel and I know instantly. So if you have a question about something, include the layers panel in your screenshot. Hey, Glenda, why did you time out Ronald? Hold on, can you undo that, Glenda? I missed his question. Glenda, you put Ronald in timeout. I don't think you did that on purpose. Yeah, I think it was an accident. Sorry, Ronald. I don't know how to undo that. He'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, thank you all for coming. And thank you all for joining in and asking questions. If I didn't get your question answered, you can always come back next week and I will try to answer your questions. Or like I said, ask in the Facebook group or ask in the... But I don't see how. How do I join your group? It's on Facebook. Yes. Let me put a link to my group. So there's the link to my group on Facebook. Thank you, guys. We have a question. What does slice do that attach doesn't? Slice removes the image from it. And a lot of times you can use attach for the same thing. But if you want to see what it looks like on your screen, you slice. I slice most of the time instead of attach. I like to see what it looks like. And when I share my projects, they want to see what it looks like. Mary, the Patreon Hangout was last week. Patreon Hangout was last week. It's always the second Saturday of the month. Was there something shared that there was a Patreon hangout this week? Welcome, Linda King. How do you join my hangout if you're a Patreon member? If you are a Patreon member of $5 or more, there is a link on Patreon to join it, but it was last week. We always do it the second Saturday of the month. Was there something posted on Patreon about the hangout? All right, guys. Okay. Okay, I gotta let you go. Love you guys, and I will see you. I might see you tomorrow with an announcement. I'd like to do it tomorrow if I can, but it might be Tuesday or Wednesday. You guys are awesome. Love you. How do you become a member? Underneath the video, it says join. Or you can go to patreon.com. I'll put a link for Patreon. There's Ronald. Ronald, you can type in caps. She hit the wrong button. Thank you, Ronald. You're amazing. I feel like I owe you. Ronald, you know what? I'm going to send you a Cricut Cutie too. I'm going to send you one. I have more of these. So Ronald gets one because you're so awesome. So, we have the other winner and Ronald. I'm sending out 2 this week. Make sure you don't miss next week. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, her finger accidentally did it. What's the difference between Patreon and Patreon Facebook? There is no Patreon Facebook. There is a group on Facebook for my Patreons who support on Patreon, but it's not. There's Facebook membership or subscription to my Facebook thing. With you join for $4.99 on YouTube, $4.99 on Facebook, or $2 or more on Patreon, you get all the same files. They're all the same Design Space projects. They're not SVGs. If you don't own all the images, you will be charged by Cricut for those images. I do try to make a lot out of free images, but when you see like a butterfly on there, if you don't have access, you might be asked to charge for it. So I try to use, like when I'm using a butterfly, I have a favorite butterfly that I use in a lot of my projects or favorite images. I try to stick close to that. So if you don't have access, you won't be charged by Cricut. But once you pay for an image, you never have to pay for it again. And what was I going to say? Oh, if you don't want to pay, you can always delete that image. Okay, I got to let you guys go. Me and Carol have to get some lunch. So thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye.